Hello, everybody. So I have decided that I'm going to do some of these problems for you. So I always like to start off easy and then build up. So the first 4 problems that I'm going to do are what we call single atom problems, meaning that there's usually only one conversion to get where you need to get to. Okay, so we're going to start you off real simple. So on the top 4 that I'm going to do are going to be question 2, 3, 5, and 8 on your worksheet. Okay, so let's get into it. So question number 5 is going to be, how many atoms are present in 5 moles of iron? Now, if you guys remember my video that I uploaded for you guys on building a roadmap, I always build a roadmap so that I don't get confused when I start doing the problem. So when I say a roadmap, what I'm talking about is I need to figure out where unit I'm at and then figure out what unit I need to get to. So if you look at question number 2, you have 5 moles of iron. So what you know that you have 5 moles, okay, of iron. So the way that you want to start is, obviously you're going to start with moles, right? That's what you know. You're going to have to find some way to get that to atoms. Okay, so if you paid attention to the last video that I uploaded for you, there is a surefire way to do this conversion. So if you were going from moles to atoms, you are going to be using Avogadro's number, right? So I would do this on the top of my page so that I knew what the heck I was doing. Okay, and then I would set it up. So you always start with what you are starting with or what you know. So you know that you have 1 mole of iron. Now, if it makes it easier for you when you're doing these problems, right, you can take this mole of iron and put it over 1, just so you realize that that mole of iron is in the numerator, okay? I'm not going to do that, but if you feel the need to do that just to keep yourself grounded, please do that, okay? It should make the problems easier for you if you have issues deciding on what goes in the numerator and what goes in the denominator. Okay, so I just told you that I'm going to use Avogadro's number. So you guys know that for Avogadro's number, right, 1 mole of anything equals 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Okay, so I'm just going to use a multiplication symbol. Some of you guys might want to use brackets. I'm not a big fan. I think that it's clearer to me if I can see everything written out with the multiplication symbol. And this is what I always do. I know that I'm going to use a conversion factor, and I need to figure out which one. But the biggest thing is I need to figure out which one is going on the bottom and which one is going on the top. So what I'll always do is I will just draw a line here. So now I need to say to myself, man, I need moles to go away because I am starting with moles trying to get to atoms. So somehow moles has to disappear, and then I have to convert it to atoms, and we're going to use Avogadro's number. So I know because I have moles in the numerator here, I need moles in the denominator here. So I'm just going to write moles of iron. Okay, and you know that since you're using Avogadro's number, you know that 1 mole of a substance equals 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. So I'm going to write atoms up top. And I always do this to myself. I always forget that Avogadro's number needs a little bit more space. Like, I think I'm amazing and I can write really, really small. Okay, so let's try that again. We have moles of iron. We have atoms of iron. Okay, and then I'll go about filling in my numbers. So you know that according to Avogadro's number, 1 mole of iron is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Okay, so now remember what I said. You can use the units and kind of check yourself, right? To see if you're landing where you need to land. So if you take a look, if you see you have moles in the numerator here, you have moles in the denominator here, guess what? Cancel. Okay, and when they cancel, the unit that you're left with is atoms. So if you take a look at your roadmap, where were you trying to get to? Atoms. So you're there. So now that you know that, you can take out your calculator and do the math. So take 5, multiply it by 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, divided by that 1 mole, and you should end up with 3.01 times 10 to the 24th. Do not forget the units. Atoms, iron. Okay, and that would be your answer to this problem. Okay, so like I said, these are single atom problems, so they're obviously going to get more difficult, but we always start off, at the very beginning so that you guys can get a handle on what's going on. So hopefully that was helpful for number 2.